Anne is going to do the chanting tonight, and she has created a chant on words that already exist. And it's awesome. It's incredible. I love it. And what I hear in it is something I can use, and it actually sounds like something I can use to bring myself into equanimity. I'll do little chants. I work with troubled kids, and I'll do that when, well, any teacher, because, all kids at some level, and parents, and just the human race in general, I need that thing to just bring me back to myself and to this moment. And those things help me do that. So tonight I'm going to talk about equanimity. It's one of the things we're talking about this month. And you'll probably hear it more next week, but I'm getting an early start. And first, for me, I want to talk about equanimity. It's just 12-step terms, maybe we would call it letting go, right? They say let go. And I don't know, not everyone believes in a God. They say let go, let God, but I could say just let go. Realize that I have no control over certain situations. It's the place where I can practice loving kindness and compassion and appreciative joy if my mind is in equanimity, if I'm not reacting, if I'm not being attached to certain conditions. That's equanimity. And I was less concerned about defining it and more concerned about just talking about it. In addiction, it's the insatiable not enough. A long time ago, I stole a line from a rock song and put them into a poem, and it was too much is never enough. Too much is never enough. It's like, for me, with alcohol, one drink is too many, and 10,000 drinks is not enough. And for me, just even a chocolate chip cookie, one is too many, and 10,000 is not enough. It's the insatiable not enough, that I cannot have enough to make myself happy. Seneca wrote, and before I do this, I'm just going to say there are people in this world who are truly poor, who are starving and have no shelter. I don't think Seneca is referring to that. And Seneca wrote, poverty is not having too little. Poverty is wanting more. I remember my dad, who I learned a lot of wisdom from. When he was older and he could not work as much and he's struggling with things, he would go, only if things would not keep coming up, I'd be happy. And then, being the son of my dad and behaving very much like the son of my dad, I would start preaching to him about how, that's not the way to be. Whereas I can catch myself doing that, if only I'd be happy, right? Seneca again, poverty is not having too little. Poverty is wanting more. I'll be happy if. I'll be happy when. There's another person, Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor. And he was a scholar, so he studied a lot of the Greek and Latin philosophers, Roman philosophers. And he really came into Stoicism, like Seneca's a Stoic. Stoics were an awful lot like Buddhists. It's kind of crazy if you listen. It's like a European version of it, a Mediterranean version of it, maybe more. And he wrote, "You could be happy today, but instead you choose tomorrow. You could be happy today, but instead you choose tomorrow." Emperor of Rome. And he has a book called Meditations, Marcus Aurelius Meditations. It's hard to read. Consequently, I haven't finished it, but I've read about half of it, and it's got a lot of good stuff in it. And I'll come around to it and finish it sometime. There's no race to finish it. Equanimity is the ability to stay in touch with suffering, but not be overcome by it. So my brain sometimes will sink for no reason I can understand into states of just depression, sometimes despair. Equanimity allows me to understand that that state of mind is temporary. It does go away. It's not a permanent state with me. There are some things I can do, but some things, like, medicine, I do take medicine. But there's also knowing that I will not be peaceful or happy all of the time. And equanimity is recognizing and not pushing away my emotional state that I'm in right now. And that was a big maturity point for me, realizing I think the addictive part of me thought I could be happy all the time. So if I wasn't happy, I'd have a beer. Well, I was a wine drinker, so I'd have a wine. But I would drink, or I would eat. It's a state of mind that allows us to be present for loving kindness, compassion, and appreciative joy. And I'm really loving appreciative joy. And one last thing before we go into this is I'm really excited about this. It's meditation. This chanting, this singing that Anne with an E has. I'm also reminded of the 8 vicissitudes. And equanimity reminds me that in my life, all these states will come up. And one I want to cling to, and one I'm averse to, one I want to get rid of. And to be here now, regardless of what's going on. And the 8 vicissitudes they're set in a pair of opposites: gain and loss, status and disgrace, praise and censure. I think of praise and criticism, pleasure and pain. Equanimity allows me to be in the present moment in these conditions, which in the impermanence of our lives will come and go, come and go. Last year I lost a job, then I got a new job. I'd lost some friends, and then I got new friends. I, stopped doing 12 steps as much in the past 4 years, but I do this more, with some 12 steps. Change, impermanence. So I'm going to stop now and turn it over to Anne with an E, and I'm going to give her the mic. Oh, she's got good.
One day
at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. Okay, if we want, we can sit quietly for a moment with that and enjoy Anne's chant. Namaste. Okay. Dedication of merit. You can sing along if you know it. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. Namaste.